viewers, well, I got my welding mower. It came in the mail yesterday. It's only a little roll, but it'll keep me out of trouble for a while. Now I've just got to get it in the welder and all the way down to the handpiece. Then we can finish off my engine trolley. It's all set up and ready to go on this end. It's only just got the wire just sitting about there at the moment, so I've got to squeeze the trigger until it starts coming out the other end. But I'll just gently shut that and hold it as straight as I can, and hopefully after a bit of a go it'll come out this end. Oh, it's coming. I've got this customer's mower here, and I was under strict instructions to only replace the throttle cable and the pull rope, and because they didn't want to pay much at all. But they're lacking in looking after their equipment. That came out of the air filter, and the engine oil level, well, I can see the bottom of the sump there, it's just scorched black, so I'm going to chuck in some second hand oil because they're not going to be paying for it. I think they just want it done as cheaply as possible, but this is going to smoke like a motherfucker. Alright, I'll finish getting it back together now. Okay, so everything's back together now. Put in probably best part of half a litre of just sump oil, because there's no point in putting good oil into an engine that's been run without it until it's been fully tested out. Has to be a reason why the oil disappeared. So hopefully we can get this bitch to go. This is one of the old ones without a primer. It's got a choke. So that's run. That's on choke. And we'll see if it wants to pop it. Turn off choke. And it's running alright. We'll just leave it running for a bit and see how it goes. So I had it running for a good 10 minutes or so there. It's running alright, so I'll just take it back as is now. I'll recommend to them they put new oil in it and new air filter, and if they want me to do it, well, they can pay for it. Yeah, so it would have been a bitch to start because I had to adjust the throttle cable up. It wouldn't go on the choke to begin with. So now it's basically one pull start. And yeah, we'll leave it at that on that one. I don't know if I put it in there earlier. I got the wire through the welder alright. I didn't know the end unscrewed off the handle piece, because usually, it used to be Dad's welder, and each time I ran out of it I'd just get him to put some in. So yeah, now it's mine. I hadn't done it before. Alright, what other shit am I going to fix today? Decided I'm going to go and get a new tail light for this old beast. I believe I wrecked a K30 which uses the same tail lights at Dad's place, so we'll go for a drive and I'll try and find them. Yeah, it drives quite nicely. Need to fix the fuel gauge. The tank's full, but I've got a spare sender at Dad's place as well, I hope. Unless he sent the fuel tank for scrap. AM radio works perfect. The volume control needs a little bit of attention, but yeah, it's quite a nice little car to drive. It still shifts perfectly like a new one. Alright, I believe they're in the Commodore somewhere. There's the old dash. There's the tail lights. Oh, new tail lights fitted. The old one was glued in with silicone. It was a bit tricky to get out, but that's all good now. Just heading home to have some lunch, and then we'll find some other shit to do this afternoon. Viewers, here's the ugly part of this car. It's pretty darn filthy under the bonnet. So got my $2 can degreaser. Going to give it a really good hit. Don't really care if I get water places it shouldn't, as long as it doesn't go down the carby. These ignition leads are all factory original ones. They need changing anyway, so if I have to, I'll just dry them after I'm done and it'll still keep going. Viewers, it's not spotless by any means, but you know, it's a lot cleaner than it was. A lot of oil and shit to come off the engine. I had to dry all the ignition leads, but it still runs perfectly fine. So also cleaned out the distributor cap. It had a lot of corrosion on each one of the little points in there, so I'll clean them up. Also cleaned the rotor button up, and it seems to run a little bit smoother now. So yeah. Half motion detector from the old alarm that's been in there since the 80s. And big old siren that's powered by an electric motor. But I haven't fired this up yet to see if it works or not. But I'm guessing there's enough stuff there for it to still work if I found the key to the door switch. So alright. Also blew this fuel hose on the way home the other night. It was one of the original hoses like this one, which still has to be replaced, but it split all the way down the side there and spewed fuel everywhere. Lucky there was no sparks or anything, and I just pulled up in the driveway and found this new piece of hose to put in there, so it's all good now. It's, yeah, coming up okay so far. Thanks for watching. One very quick last thing, this is how this little engine trolley for the Mark 10 villiers is going. Put in 2 crossbars, welded them in. I'm not real good at welding, it's not real neat or anything. I can stand on it and jump on it, and it hasn't broken those tiny little welds, and I haven't even filled up the cracks yet, so just got to get some bolts, bolt that down to there, and find some sort of, I was hoping to find like an old Lucas generator out of a really old Mini or something to run off it, but I'll just have to wait and see about getting one of those.